Alright guys, this is the beginning of our little dust control booth. We're going to call it. We're going to hang these 2x4s from the ceiling with some eye bolts and stuff to control some ropes that will roll up and down the plastic hopefully. And we're going to do a positive pressure type of booth. So we're looking at about $400 worth of material we bought today. So it's really not going to be super cheap, but we really don't want dust and stuff getting all over the shop. So alright, so if you can decipher this is the outside wall. So we're going to run our 2x4s along the ceiling there. So it's going to be 12 by 26. So this is like kind of representing the size of the Jeep and the size of a Lincoln Continental that we work on. So it'll only leave me about 3 or 4 feet on around the sides. And then we're going to do this pulley system where we'll have 3 ropes going down through the eye bolts around the PVC and back up, and then you should be able to pull the ropes and it'll just pull it back up. So we'll see what happens. That is the plan. So Eric's just going along and hammering down the staples. We're pre-stapling up the plastic, so we got 2 2x4s, one flat, one on end, and then we've got our eye bolts bolted through, and then the rope will come up and hook around this, and then go on the other side. And then I left myself about 15, 16 inches on each end to fold over. Hi, Dave.
Hi, James.
Alright, so we are in the Dexter cavern here. If we ever need to, boy, there's a lot of static clean. I can feel my hair standing up. But we got all the boards hung. I didn't film any of that. It was just kind of laborious to just get up there and hit the right rafters and stuff. And we're gonna go ahead and we just hooked this up. So let me climb up this ladder here. So we got the eye bolt coming through up there. The eye's on the other side, so the rope comes across through the eye bolt, down around the plastic, up and tied off up there. Same thing over there on the pole. So check it out.
miles of damn rope on the floor.
Alright, so we're just doing a cleanup here. I'll do another demo of how it worked, but man, we're pretty happy with it. It rolls up pretty easy. If you hand roll it up about 4 or 5 feet, works best. And that'll be a nice dust control. It won't be perfect, but it'll be much better and it'll keep all the dust off everything else in the shop. Got the kids working too. What's up, kids? Alright guys, here it is. Got the Jeep sitting in there. So when I go to sand, all I got to do is drop down that upper curtain there, which is simply just lowering the ropes down, and that really works really well. This one's down right now, and you can see the ropes. So basically, I'll do another little rundown here. So basically, it hooks up there, and the rope goes down. Rope goes down there, under there, up that side, up there, and then over there, and then the other one does the same thing, and then both ropes go down that loop. Now I could have put another eye loop at the end there to get it closer to the wall. So if I didn't have this shelving unit here, I probably would. Maybe I still will put one right there at the end, then that rope will go straight down rather than at an angle to where I'm tying it off at. And this one I just tied it off to this shelving unit. But over here in the back, let me go over here. I'm using my new handheld gimbal thing, so I'm kind of getting used to how this thing works. But you can see there's a second eye bolt there. So the tie down that goes down to roll that one up is there, and we did the pipe just narrower than the width of the garage door rails, and so the plastic actually overhangs, but it just we folded it up, and then when we rolled it up, and so then the rope goes from there to the other eyelet to get on the other side of the rail there, and then they come down, and we just tied it off here on this thing. So it's a lot of rope when they're tied up. So I used 400 feet of rope, actually. So it's $40 worth of rope. But if you look at, think of all of the equipment and dust and everything that's on the side of this other side of this curtain here, and the shelving units and all the stuff. So this way, when I'm sanding, I'm not getting everything all dusty, and so definitely happy with it. I just got to get some light in here, and got the lights turned off, but so I just got to work on the filter part, and she'll be ready to go. Get this Jeep sanded, get some Rhino liner or Raptor liner, I guess, on this thing. It's over a little bit too far, but right now if I'm standing here, and I'm holding this camera is about 15 inches away, so my back will be right up against the plastic when I'm spraying, but that'll be alright. Okay, so I'm planning out my filter box here. So basically a 10-foot 2x4 with a 2x4 on each end, standing up on end, will fit in my door frame perfect. So it'll leave me like a 1/4 inch on each side, so that should be perfect. So that's how I'm going to base my system here. Alright, so here's a simple little sketch of my plan for my filter box. So 2x4, 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 these ones here, which will be the center dividers between the 5 filters, because it's 10 feet, so I got 24-inch filters to make it easy on myself. So I'm just going to cut these middle ones down to 1 inch off of them, so they'll be 2.5 inches wide. So the filter will share 3/4 of an inch on each side, and that should be perfect. And then the top and the bottom 2x4, I'm gonna cut a notch out of it for the filter to sit in, and then I'll use those scraps from that notch cut to put on the side two for a little backstop. So let's get going. Alright, so I'm going to be cutting the 2x4s, ripping it down to a 2.5 by 1 inch notch. So I set my Alright, so I'm setting that. I got this set at 2 inches, 2.5. And then I set my blade at 1 inch. Can't really see it because I'm shooting outside here, but you get the idea. Set this back here, we'll get to work. So I'm just gonna rip the full length of that 2x4. Got all the pieces cut, so you can see how this little block will go in there like that to do the side edge. The two filters will share this piece, and they'll just go along. And I'll probably make a couple little blocks to snap them in. It's time to screw it together. Alright guys, there it is. I just threw a couple filters down to check the fit. Looks good. I think I'm just going to go fire up the laser and cut some little blocks to go in here to kind of hold it, and then I'll do a swivel one up. I'll do a swivel one up at the tops. Maybe just in the middle or on the corners. Probably on the corners. And so easy in and out. Alright, so I thought I would show you guys a little SolidWorks. This is super basic. So I'm just going to design up some quick brackets real quick. Corners. Alright, so I transferred this over to our other computer by the laser, and I arrayed them all out there so I get the quantities I need, and I'm just going to load them up, and we're going to cut them out on the laser here. So the beauty of, having a tool like this, and you just get used to using it all the time, it makes for quick work. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and screw these babies down. There, these go here. Alright, there it is, all done. Looks really good, happy with it. One of the things I probably would do different if I were to do this again is that instead of doing a whole inch relief cut out here, I would just have it and do 3/4, and then I'd have a 3/4 lip here, which would have gave me a little more lip to screw these you know, these other brackets and stuff to, instead of being on such a small edge, 1/2 inch edge. So really wouldn't have changed anything, just would have gave me a little more beef there. So that'd be the one change I would do. But now when we go to stand this up, so in case you didn't get the drift, that'll be like that, you know, right in the doorway there. And then the ceiling plastic will come down, and you know, I'll just have it taped, or I'll put a little tack strip or something there. And this will basically just be for when I'm, you know, don't want particulates going out into the parking lot where people have their cars parked. So, which would only be on the weekends or something when really nobody's here but me, so shouldn't be a big deal. But basically this whole idea is to control the dust from getting all over the shop when we're sanding and doing fiberglass work or whatever, but then also if we do have to do some priming or painting or Raptor lining. Alright, so I'm gonna pull this curtain out. See how easy it goes. Alright guys, I'm using the booth again, and really it's working great. It's positive pressure, so I'm blowing air into the booth and out the outside filters. I didn't quite get the door figured out yet, so right now I just kind of got it half-ass clipped off there. But man, they're super easy to raise up and down, and I see I got a rope twisted up there, but we'll go in here and check out the parts. I'm spraying Raptor liner right now, so I'm not super concerned with you know, dirt and dust. It's really more just controlling the environment for everything else in the shop. Got my little mixing area there. So there's incoming air being filtered, and I can really feel a good breeze, and you can see how it's pushing this wall out. So you know, that's just from air pressure. It's just pushing it. You can see it kind of waving up there. So there's coming through the booth, and it's getting pushed out these filters, and it's also going out the cracks here and there. You know, I don't have it done up super tight, but overall I'm really happy with it. When I was spraying, not a lot of, you know, mist. I'm just about ready to put a second coat on these guys.